the head of the House Intelligence Committee, Congressman Devin Nunes, saying he has briefed President Donald Trump about some communications that may have been picked up by U.S. intelligence. Joining us, Ron Christie, political strategist, former special assistant to President George W. Bush. Good morning.
Good morning.
So the Democrats are strongly criticizing Congressman Nunes after his remarks. What do you think the reaction are, and what are your thoughts on the whole thing overall?
Well, I think this is potentially explosive information. What you have here is the chairman of the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence saying that he has information that innocent United States citizens, including those who could have been on the Trump transition team, if not the president-elect himself, had been under surveillance. Now, while he did say that this was lawful, which means that this had gone to the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act court to get a lawful warrant, what this really means is that if there's contact with Americans dealing with a foreign official, if that contact is found, that is supposed to be held confidential, that is supposed to be not released. So now we're talking about the potential release of information, which of course is a felony, about the president-elect and his transition team, which I think, if proven true, is an explosive development.
Certainly. And how would this potentially affect President Trump's claim that the Obama administration wiretapped Trump Tower last year?
Well, what you have here, you're going to hear a lot of terms thrown around in the next couple days, but the one I'd keep your ear on is unmasked. If you are an American citizen and if this is incidental contact, you're supposed to be masked. Your identity is not supposed to be revealed. We're talking about officials who have been unmasked. It could have been the president-elect himself. It could have been members of his family. It could have been members of his transition team. We just don't know at this point. But the fact that they have been unmasked and the fact that there are only about 20 or so officials who have the ability from the Obama administration. This is activity that was taking place between the transition and January when President Trump took office. It makes you ask the question, why was this information being put in intelligence reports? Who within the Obama administration authorized this, and for what purpose were they sitting around this information?
And Nunes, by the way, seems pretty troubled by this. I mean, there's no question that he seems a little upset about this. And what's interesting is he really ruffled feathers by going straight to President Donald Trump. What do you think about that?
Well, from what I've heard, and I'm not quite sure if this is true or not, but what I've heard, this also included information that could have related to the president-elect, then president-elect's family. So we're not just talking about him, but potentially his family. But regardless, I think Nunes is a very, very respected member of Congress. I do not believe he would have gone down to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue and briefed the President of the United States on this information unless there was something more to it than we don't yet know.
And he eliminated any ties to Russia in all of this, right?
He made it very clear that this information had nothing to do with any ongoing investigation with the United States and Russia. This was specifically with the Trump transition team and potentially the president-elect himself.
Ron Christie, thank you for joining us this morning.
Nice to be with you.
Thanks, Ron.